Jojo Bows have been being sold now for almost a little over 3 years, which is insane. And this year, only this year, we have sold over 60 million Jojo Bows. Like, that blows my mind.
Jojo Siwa is one of the breakout stars of the reality show Dance Moms. Started out on the show when she was just 8 years old, and during her time on the show, she definitely stood out for her positive attitude and her carefree spirit. Over the years, her fan base grew and grew, and once she left the show, her fans followed her to YouTube, where she began making vlogs about her life. Nickelodeon quickly took notice of the quirky teen, and she then began making music and appearing on television after signing a contract with Nick. In the past few years, Jojo has built an empire for herself that includes hair accessories, merchandise, dolls, television shows, world tours, makeup, and a YouTube following that is in the millions. To put it simply, Jojo is a financial powerhouse whose success has allowed her to buy things most of us can only dream about. From cars, to mansions, to a nacho machine? Well, at just 16 years old, her net worth is estimated to be around $12 million. This girl's got it all. So let's take a look at 7 insane things that Jojo Siwa spends her millions on. Number 7. Musical instruments. While Jojo may have gotten her start in dancing, she has quickly become a full-fledged musician in her own right. Performing her music all over the world, Jojo even has a platinum record that she proudly displays in her home. While there is no recording studio in her home, well, at least not yet, she does have quite an assortment of musical instruments throughout. She owns a Casio keyboard worth about $500, a Pearl 5-piece drum kit worth about $500 to $1,000, and her prized Steinway grand piano that is worth as much as $75,000. The Steinway piano is the best of the best when it does come to pianos, and only serious musicians purchase them. However, Jojo is not, well, she's not a piano player. She just recently started taking lessons after seeing the movie Bohemian Rhapsody and found herself itching to learn how to play the song by the same name. The piano is actually a pretty savvy investment, as someday it could be worth $225,000. And when all is said and done, from the larger piano to her much smaller rhinestone guitars, the instruments, give or take, probably set Jojo back about $150,000. Number 6. Claw machine. One of the most fun items that Jojo has bought with her millions is a giant claw game, like the kind you could probably lose $100 in no time flat at, well, any arcade. The game is filled with her own merch and has even been fully decked out in JoJo's signature neon colors and JoJo's music blasting from a speaker. Guests to JoJo's house are encouraged to play the game, and unlike those arcade games that we're used to, friends of JoJo's get to play for free. Imagine if she made other celebrities cough up the change to play. Oh, and speaking of famous celebrity friends, JoJo recently got to spend time with one of her biggest fans, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's daughter, North. North's biggest wish was to play JoJo's claw game, and JoJo, well, she was happy to oblige. So what will a claw game like this cost you? Well, if you're like Jojo Siwa and you have the game fully loaded with all of your own merchandise, plus lights and music, the estimate for the game is approximately $15,000. Number 5. Nacho machine. Now this one might make you jealous. I know it does me. If you were to win the lottery and you could afford anything in the world to add to your home, what would you pick? If you're Jojo, or myself, it would have to be a nacho machine. Jojo is a huge fan of snack food and could find no better way to keep her munchies in check than adding a nacho machine to her kitchen. The nacho machine is the commercial kind you'd find at any movie theater or stadium. She even keeps those plastic serving plates in stock to make the experience even more authentic. Imagine rolling up to Jojo Siwa's house on movie night and helping yourself to a fresh nacho. Dream big, kids. It's just in sight. This might be one of the cheapest things on the list, but at $2,000 a pop, we're guessing not everyone can splurge on their own for their kitchen. The nacho machine sits right next to JoJo's vintage popcorn machine, but we're thinking the $2,000 doesn't include all the chips and cheese, so the cost probably much higher. Number 4. Car. Many 16-year-olds walk away from their 16th birthday with a new car, or in my case, a free hand-me-down. The car, however, is usually used, and not at all something to brag about. Mine sure wasn't, 1980 Ford Granada. Jojo Siwa, on the other hand, was able to buy herself the car of her dreams for her 16th birthday. Jojo got a fully customized Tesla Model X SUV, completely wrapped in a brightly colored checkerboard decal with the number 16 written across the side. This car, contrary to popular opinion, is actually not her first car. She also received a brand new BMW convertible the previous Christmas. That car, well, it was adorned with bright colors, as well as JoJo's face and signature on the hood. The car was customized by celebrity favorite West Coast This, and it was the car that sparked a feud between our dancing queen and Justin Bieber. Justin commented under a tweet about JoJo's car that simply said, "Burn it." Well, JoJo's fans weren't too happy with the Biebs and they completely went for him. The Prince of Pop quickly apologized for his comment and JoJo's loyal fans let him off the hook, this time. Not to be brought down by negativity, JoJo had a little fun with the situation, later posing in the driver's seat of her BMW with a cardboard cutout of Bieber in the passenger seat. Her caption simply read, "Burn it." Number 3, Mansion. Imagine being just 14 years old and house hunting. Jojo Siwa was able to start looking for her very own dream house when she was just barely a teenager. Despite growing up in Nebraska, Jojo began her house search in LA. Once she landed a mansion that was to her liking, she began showing off her new crib in various YouTube videos on her channel. These of course included house tours, bedroom tours, and kitchen tours. Now Jojo's house is pretty amazing and is decked out with her brand everywhere you look. Posters, neon lights, arcade games, pantry stocked with candy, and her own merchandise crowd the luxurious home. The bright colors and sparkles definitely give it that JoJo flair, and she is not going anywhere anytime soon. She even has a dining room table full of her brand's wall decals. Her bedroom itself looks like the set of Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. With colorful stripes adorning the walls and literal candy everywhere you look, only JoJo could pull off this room. There's over 400 pounds of candy in just her bedroom, which may explain why she's so damn hyper all the time. Gumball dressers and candy-shaped pillows on her bed, they just tie the whole crazy room together. And the 2-car garage that has been converted into a storage room and JoJo's merch line all the shelves. She's got plenty of bedrooms, and although it's unclear if her family lives with her or not, there would be tons of room if they did. The house even has its very own basketball court and even has a Polaroid wall in the entryway where there are cute snapshots of everyone who visits her house. The main focal point in the house is the living room. There's a giant wall mural with JoJo's face, as well as her brother Jaden. A little creepy, but hey, whatever floats your boat. The house is reported to be around $2 to $3 million. Number 2, bows. When most young girls hear the name Jojo Siwa, they immediately think bows. JoJo has created an entire empire around her line of hair bows. JoJo's love of bows began when she was just a baby, and she jokes that as she got older, the bows, they just kept getting bigger. When she was just 8 years old and began dancing competitively on Dance Moms, she would wear huge bows during all of her competitions. Her signature bows set her apart from everyone else. Today, JoJo has said that the purpose behind her bows is so that if a girl sees another girl wearing a JoJo bow, then she'll know that girl will be nice to her and they'll just want to hang out. Wearing a JoJo bow, well, that just automatically turns you into a Siwanator. Someone who is kind, smart, powerful, and friendly. JoJo's bows are sold worldwide at every major retail store, as well as on JoJo's website. She sells over 12,000 styles of bows, and little girls everywhere clamor to own as many as they can. Sort of like Pokemon, you gotta have them all. JoJo herself still has an obsession with collecting bows and has admitted to owning roughly 1,000 bows. Her private collection is pretty impressive, but we'd be shocked if JoJo would ever be caught dead wearing the same bow twice. Her bow collection alone is probably worth upwards of $20,000. And that's just chump change, considering JoJo has sold an estimated 60 million bows worldwide. Number 1, merchandise. As we mentioned, JoJo has converted her 2-car garage into a merchandise storage facility, housing everything from makeup kits to dolls to lunchboxes to apparel. The storage area in her converted garage is closely monitored and completely locked up with a keypad on the door handle. The room is organized by categories such as cosmetics, bows, dolls, bedding, luggage, dolls, jewelry. She also has an area where she keeps original merchandise. Some dates back before her deal with Nickelodeon. JoJo also keeps her bow subscription boxes in her garage. Something JoJo might have an overabundance of in her garage are makeup kits. Yep, that's right, she dealt with a bit of controversy recently when it was discovered that her makeup kits that she was selling to young girls at Claire's were actually found to have asbestos in them. The kits were recalled, but JoJo never made a video addressing the issue, which some parents thought was pretty irresponsible. They figured if any girls didn't see the recall, they would still be using asbestos-infested makeup. Despite all the drama, she seems to be selling her merch by the millions. In addition to her garage storage, she also keeps a lot of her merch in a room of her house, and said that she keeps about 65 to 70% of everything she sells in that room. Nobody outside of her team really knows why she keeps so much of her own stock in her home. Maybe she gives it to her visiting friends, maybe she keeps it on hand to use herself. Whatever the reason, the merchandise that JoJo keeps in her home is estimated to be worth over $1 million. Which thing on our list would you buy if you could? Anything just too insane for you to believe? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one.